All right, guys, I wanted to give you a quick refresher just on this problem. I know this is something we've worked on very frequently, and we've just worked on this in this current unit. So it says select all statements that are true. So we're given a table, and it looks like it shows the different grades, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and the number of students that use the school bus and do not use the school bus. And all of our selections here are all based on percentages. So basically, the big idea here is we have to know how to convert values to a percentage, and more specifically, a fraction to a percent, right? Because we are going to determine the two parts of the ratio and turn it into a percent. So right below, I have an example for you. So for example, if it was 34 out of 100, you just simply divide 34 divided by 100. That gives you 0.34. And remember, we want a percent, not a decimal. So we just move that decimal place 1 and 2 times, and that would give us 34%. So same idea here. I'm going to help you guys walk through this very first part, and you guys continue that process. So this one says 82% of all students do not use school buses. So first of all, this is talking about all students. It's not talking about 6th, 7th, or 8th. It's talking about all. So we would go to the totals category over here. And then it says do not use school buses. So we'd want to highlight this number right here. And we want to know how many people out of the total do not use school buses. So far, the do not use school buses would be represented by that 102, right? And we would want to divide that by the total of 150. And we want to see what that equals. I apologize for the poor writing, guys. My pen still is not in, so hopefully it will be in by tomorrow. And that gives us, when you do the division on your calculator, that gives us 0.68, which we know would be equivalent to, when we move that decimal place 2 times, 68%. So this says 82% of all students do not use school buses. So clearly that is not true, because we know that 68% of students do not. Okay? So you'd follow that same process, just make sure you're identifying key pieces of information in all of these problems. Like for example, this one says grade 8 and use school buses. So make sure you're referencing for that one the 8th graders that use school buses, and remember, make sure you're also referencing the total for just 8th grade, so that this is only talking about 8th grade. Same thing for the 7th grade one. I see this one talking about, or actually grade 6 that do not use school buses. So you would look at grade 6 that do not use school buses, and you would compare that to the total for only grade 6. And then same thing for the 7th grade. And then the last one, once again, says all students. So in that case, we can do that. Oh, and actually, we already determined that was true, right? Because we said do not use school buses, and we found that that was 68% instead. So we know that this is one of the ones that is true at the bottom. All right, so continue that process. I know you'll do great on it.